Trump standing firm in his dismissal of Russia's role in the U.S. election. Instead, he's attacking the White House. So let's talk about that and more. I'm joined by former George W. Bush political director and chairman of the American Conservative Union, Matt Schlapp. He was also a Trump campaign surrogate. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Carol. Good to be with you.
Nice to have you here. So Matt, U.S. intelligence agencies say not only did Russia hack into the DNC, but did so at Putin's orders. So why isn't Donald Trump calling Putin up on the phone and asking him what's up with this? Because they appear to have a very warm relationship.
Well, first of all, we don't really know how those conversations are going, both at the principal level and the staff level. And I think, look, I was a Trump supporter, Carol. You can imagine after seeing this effort to try to influence this vote of the electors, which I don't think I've ever seen in my lifetime. The fact that people want to get to these electors and brief them and talk to them before they do the will of the people from their state who they are supposed to represent in this vote, it all looks so political. And I think it's unfortunate that we are politicizing all these questions. And look, I think having a very clear explanation of the facts that we know on the ground from these different agencies, from the FBI, from the CIA, from the other important agencies, I think would be very important. I think instead what we're seeing is a lot of people talking about what they've heard people say inside these agencies, or reporters saying, I've talked to sources.
Not exactly, because earlier this month, the CIA did tell a top group of U.S. senators that Russia's hacks were aimed at helping Trump. This is what Senator Dianne Feinstein, who is the vice chair of the Senate Intelligence Committee, told Wolf Blitzer. Listen.
We've had a number of briefings. They go back to the midsummer. They involve the leadership of the intelligence committees. I've been on the committee for 15 years. I've been chair for 6, vice chair for 2. I've never seen a more specific top-level briefing with statements of high confidence when questions were asked. It's clear to me that this is a very serious situation. And I don't want to see the relationship with Russia get worse.
Okay, so Matt, it's not just sources out there saying stuff and spreading rumors. Dianne Feinstein can't say exactly what the intelligence services told her because, as you well know, she cannot because of the role in which she serves for the U.S. government. So it's more than that. It's very serious. And high-powered Republicans, by the way, also agree with her, many of them.
Well, all I'm saying, Carol, is that the politics are swirled throughout this. And if this is as serious as Mr. Brennan and others are saying, I don't just want to hear from Dianne Feinstein, even though I have respect for her. Congress is a bipartisan.
Or Mitch McConnell or John McCain.
Yeah, let me finish my answer. Congress is a bipartisan institution, and I think the committees of jurisdiction should, of course, ask all the tough questions. And, of course, the American voter should know exactly what did or did not happen. And I also think we have to look at something else, Carol, which I think should be part of the reporting as well, which is President Obama's administration has left us very vulnerable. Every time the president comes out and blames Vladimir Putin and others in the Russian government, I think we also have to look at ourselves. This is where espionage goes in the 21st century. And
so
America has to be able to protect itself.
President Obama is vowing retaliation for what Russia did during America's election.
Why didn't he stop it? Why don't we have the ability to protect our electoral process? He's making these charges. It's actually, he's pointing to his own administration's failings to be able to stop. In this case, they say it's the Russians or whoever it is. Why can't we stop them? Why can't we have the firewalls? If this is so serious, why didn't they do anything to protect us?
Well, the president said that he was in a dilemma, right? Because there were allegations from Donald Trump himself saying that the election was rigged at the time that the U.S. government was finding out what Russia was doing. So you were in the strange place, right? You don't want to make people less confident about our electoral process, Carol, by making things public. You want to keep it private. And that's why President Obama talked privately with Vladimir Putin and didn't make what he said to Putin public.
I think what the problem with that strategy, Carol, once again, I'm a Trump supporter. The problem with that strategy now, it looks like this is a lot of sour grapes. The only reason Hillary Clinton could have lost is because Vladimir Putin somehow put his thumb on the scale to help Donald Trump win. And for those of us who supported Donald Trump we find that incredibly offensive. The reason why Hillary Clinton is not the president today probably has a lot to do with the fact that
no
she
Democratic
wasn't
lawmaker is saying that Mr. Trump should not be president of the United States, or that
yes,
no, they're not. No, they're not. Yeah, they are not.
Carol, let's get through here.
Some Democrats within the Electoral College may be saying that, but it's not lawmakers and it's not the President of the United States.
I didn't accuse the President of the United States. What I'm saying is that the politics are swirled throughout this. And why is there such a strategy to say that these electors should be briefed on what potentially Mr. Brennan has found on his findings, but the American voter and the American people? Why can't we hear exactly what his charges are? And why can't we hear it in a way where it is bipartisan? And why can't we hear it in a way where it'll build confidence in the fact that we have a strategy to take care of this problem, instead of it looking like we're looking at the election that was about a month ago and we're saying something must have happened because there's no way she could have lost. And I don't think that's going to help this country get into the next phase.
If indeed the intelligence sources are saying that the hacking is continuing, don't you think it ought to stop?
We have a cyber security emergency in this country.
Exactly.
This is the way espionage is going. Our friends, our allies, our enemies, terrorists, this is a huge problem, and I think the Obama administration has failed us on it. I don't think it's just about what happened in the election.
Shouldn't Mr. Trump do better then? Shouldn't he taking the reins?
I guarantee you something, Carol. He's not, by the way, he hasn't been sworn in yet. It's important to keep reminding.
Yeah,
we have one president, and it's Barack Obama.
Are you forgetting Carrier in Indiana? He wasn't president then either, but he acted as a president. So that's not a good argument.
Okay, but you think that he can solve cybersecurity without any constitutional powers? I don't think he can. But I do know this. I know that they think this is a serious problem. I know they're going to get on top of this problem. This is the way espionage looks in the 21st century. We have to protect American interests, and Trump's foreign policy will focus on this in every way in which we have to push back on our enemies, and sometimes it's our allies as well who do things that are illegal. Remember, hacking is illegal,
wait, Matt.
and it shouldn't happen.
You're saying that Mr. Trump's tune might change once he becomes president of the United States?
No, I'm not saying that at all.
No?
I'm saying that he understands, and the people around him understand, that cybersecurity is a massively important issue, and that the Obama administration has not protected us. They have not taken the steps they should have to protect us. And look, they want to talk about Russia in the election. I want to talk about cybersecurity and how it undermines our national security. There are so many serious questions.
You don't think Russia's hacking into political entities within the United States is a serious problem?
No, I think anybody who hacks into the United States
and is also part of our cybersecurity emergency
is a crime. And I want to know in this particular question, and I've watched all your reporting, and I think on this particular question, it is a very dangerous game for the intelligence community to not just come clean to the American voter and tell them what they know. They're playing a game of leaks. They're playing a game of selective briefing, and it looks partisan to those of us who support Mr. Trump, and there's a lot of us across the country. If they want to know if they have something, why don't you just tell us?
Okay, hopefully they will very soon.
Hopefully so.
I know, I'm with you. Schlapp, thank you.